New moon, set intentions. Waxing, call in abundance. Full moon, charge your energy. Waning, release what no longer serves. Under the full moon, we illuminate our sacred power. Join us for Moon Magic and Rituals on Beneath the Hollow Moon. Your ritual begins now.
Good evening, and if you're just tuning in, welcome to Beneath the Hollow Moon, where folklore burns slow and the strange never fades. I am your host, Lorilei Potvin, and you are listening to us live on UFO Paranormal Radio Network and United Public Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM. Sorry, things are popping up as I'm reading here. In New Orleans, I am here with my amazing good friend and co-host Kerrilynn Shellhorn, and tonight we are talking about moon magic and all kinds of beautiful things that are involved with that. So welcome. Hi, Kerrilynn. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's been a crazy day. You know, I've talked to so many people today. And you, I think, hit the nail on the head before we did the show. We touched base earlier today because I just about fell over when I woke up at 12:40 p.m. today. And you didn't go to bed till 5 p.m., but everybody has slept in. And what did you say about that? Because I think about the energy you had said.
Integrating. I think that we were sleeping just because we were integrating and allowing those energies to integrate, because I did the same thing. I was up early, but then I went back to sleep, and I don't normally go back to bed and sleep for a while. And I had a really hard time getting out of bed. And then I actually got up and did like my porch posts and did the things that I do on social media. And then I went back to bed again.
Wow.
So it was a lot of that.
I think it was. And let us know in the chat. Are you guys finding that? Never mind that we've had some shenanigans with our streaming software globally, not just us. So thankfully, the internet, I don't want to call them gods, but the internet people will say got it all working, and that's why we're able to go live. So thank you.
And my phone was blowing up. Like everybody was sending me a message going, I don't know what's going to happen. And I didn't have any interruptions with the sessions today online. I didn't have any, so no issues. I didn't.
Yeah, I know, but I've been noticing that too. Somebody had actually said to me this week, it's not Mercury retrograde, but it almost feels like that with electronic devices.
So I thought there was something going on with Uranus, which turns things inside out and upside down. So I don't know. Those people who, yes, Lois Clark, thank you. Because I know, is that right? It's Uranus that's doing all of that stuff right now?
I don't know. You know what? That's on my to-do list to dig deep finally, is to get into astrology. And Joni, who you introduced me to, Templeton Skinner, that's on the Riff Nation Network, she is just so incredible the way she knows it and uses it. And I want to give a shout out too. We have a new show coming I think it's next week. It's Wednesday. I think it's June 18th. 4 p.m. 19th. Thank you.
18th. No, you were right.
I was right. Okay. 18th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she was originally on Kerrilynn's show, and it's Beverly Rhodes, and it's called True Crime with a Twist. You guys do not want to miss this, because it's going to involve remote viewing, utilizing astrology, not only to look at the poor victims of these crimes, but also the perpetrator to see was this within their charts, and much more. Right, Kerrilynn? Have I missed anything there?
No, she's going to use tap in using all of her networking people and just really unpack those cases.
I've never seen anything like that in the way of a show out there, you guys. So we're pretty proud that we have most of our shows are one of a kind, but to bring something new that hasn't quite been pulled into a show format, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And we have a T-square too, Lois Clark. And that Uranus is moving, 77077 in Gemini.
Should we say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi, and I'll try and highlight and keep up here? So we've got
Catherine Johnston. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Contessa Martins, hello. Thank you very much. She says, hello, beautiful ladies. You look fantastic. Hello, Victoria, Astrolite Paranormal.
Oh, I went too high. I always do this. Hang on. Be patient. It's the text. Sorry, guys. Okay, go ahead.
Julie Dow, thank you for being here. Good evening, ladies. Hello, Wiz.
Hi, Wiz.
James Skrar, thank you for being here.
Oh, didn't want to highlight on
I was
me.
thinking about you when I put this on today. My raven.
Were you?
Yeah,
I'm telling
James.
you, we're having tech things already. Doesn't want to highlight when I'm trying to highlight it.
I was having the same issue with my phone too, or with the computer. I was having trouble logging into Stream quite a bit.
So we go.
Oh, Lois Clark. Hello, Lois Clark. Thank you for your help with the astrology. I know that you're part of astrology, this series with Joni. So if you are looking to gain some more information about astrology or go deeper and understand it, it is Astrology, this series on Facebook. Ask to join the group and be a part of the learning with all of us. I am there. Are you there?
I joined. I haven't dug, but that's on my list to do. I just said to you before we went live, I have found a bunch of courses that I have actually purchased over the years and just forgotten. So I have to reformat my phone because it's almost full. And that's how I found them. And I thought, perfect time to be digging into these. So astrology is next. Definitely.
She's so generous with her time and knowledge. And we really are blessed that Joni gives of herself that way. And it's blowing my mind having her and Beverly Rhodes chatting. It is blowing my mind. Like it will be.
You know what Joni sent, and I didn't send it to you because I'm pretty sure she would have sent it to you, or she will. She sent this video of this little river otter who is. I knew she would have sent it. That's why I didn't send it. And it's of this little river otter that is trained in the search and recovery within the water. And I thought, how beautiful. Never mind that river otters are so incredible, but what a beautiful way to help.
Hello, Michelle Wilfong. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Michelle.
And I love shouting out her TikTok because I think it's brilliant. So
let's shout it out because I went back to the TikTok today, just so you know, because we were streaming my shows on TikTok and they have had me restricted. It was supposed to be for 30 days and it's been almost 90. And I've been behind the scenes writing letters and stuff. I have no strikes. I have nothing because Michelle is my mod over there and she's incredible. But please feel free to shout out her channel.
Yeah, so My Haunted Apartment. Please check her out and follow her on TikTok.
Yeah, we got Jackie.
Hi, Jackie Collins. Thank you for being here.
I think we're getting to the bottom here. Hang on. Oh, we got Lisa Martinello too. Okay. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Kirby's 100. Hello. Mark Eddy, thank you very much for being here. Yes, the otter's name is Splash. Thank you, Lois Clark. Sam, hi, Sandra Kordick. Thank you for being here. Barb Askey.
Okay, I'm trying to. My computer is not cooperating, so I apologize if we're not highlighting, guys, but it's just not cooperating.
Hello, Barb Askey. Thank you for being here.
And I think Kurt's the last one, so welcome, Kurt.
Yeah. Hey, ladies. Hope you're having a good day so far.
Yeah, glad to have you here. So we're in a full moon, and when we put. Oh, Mish says she can't wait until we get back to TikTok. And Barbara Smith, we got to give her a welcome because she's a newbie here. So welcome.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you. So I have not given up on it, Michelle, because it's definitely a different platform to stream to. And Michelle is really good as a moderator. She handles it so beautifully. And I'm so grateful for the job that she does with that. And to all of you that are here. Is a full moon, and when we set up our show concept, we had thought, let's try and do shows that kind of go around the full moon too, right?
Yeah, moon themed segments as close to the full moon as we can, and coming up with different things. So we thought we would talk about moon magic or rituals, and there's so many different aspects, right? There's candle magic, there's all kinds of different ways. So we can't cram it all into one show. We've got lots of time, so we are just gonna dip our toe in tonight. I love the moon themes, and Yeah, and we all approach things differently. So we thought we would kind of look at it as building. We're going to talk like our foundation today and understanding, and then we can just go deeper with each full moon, the more shows that we do.
I got this gift from a very special person. So who knows if we'll have time to even dip into our moon cards tonight. We don't usually do that. But you know what? We try and do different shows for you guys, so you never know what to expect. Now, where would you like to start? I know we didn't ask this, and I should have beforehand, but that's okay. Then people can be right here while we're talking about it. I know that you were thinking of doing a type of meditation, or do you want to do a did you know facts, or where do you want to go?
I think let's start with our did you know.
Okay.
Let's start with some of our did you know. You had found some cool ones. I think, did you find like 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty good.
Yes. So the one we've talked about the wobble of the moon before with our first moon show, but there was another one. Supermoons aren't just bigger, they're brighter. And it said, supermoon occurs when a full moon coincides with the moon's closest point to Earth, called the perigee. That was a new one for me. Didn't know that was called that. It can appear up to 14% larger and 30% brighter than a typical full moon. What's less known is that supermoons can amplify tides, leading to King tides that sometimes cause coastal flooding even without storms. And I hadn't heard of that before either. Had you?
Mm-mm.
Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here.
Oh, hi, Heather.
Mm-hmm. So do you want me just to read some of my facts and then you dip in, or we want to take turns?
Yeah, no, you read your facts and we'll ooh-ah and go.
And Kerrilynn's got some good ones
and
too.
Then you can go ooh-ah.
Yes, we'll take turns.
Like fireworks, right?
Yes. Oh, this I didn't know before. Moonquakes shake the full moon. The moon isn't geographically or geologically dead. It experiences moonquakes, some of which are linked to tidal stresses during full moons. These quakes recorded by the Apollo mission seismometers, try and say that quickly 5 times, can last longer than Earth earthquakes, obviously, versus moonquakes, because the moon's dry, rigid crust doesn't dampen vibrations. Some are caused by Earth's gravity, meteor impacts, or even temperature swings. So I hadn't heard of that one before.
I had no idea. That's why I said the ones that you found I had not heard of before.
Good old Grok. We got to thank Grok. I don't just rely on him, but I like him as an assistant to help with research, because there's always links with it, right, which then leads you down other rabbit holes and be able to do your own research. And
if Jay McNicholas is working and we can't access our human encyclopedia,
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, there was another one I wanted. This one's pretty good though too. The full moon's impact on tides goes beyond the ocean. While most know the full moon influences ocean tides, and I'm going to add most bodies of water, whether it's a lake, a bigger lake, or right, river, depending on the energy and how quickly it's flowing, but you do see it as well. It says, few realize that it causes earth tides, slight deformations in the Earth's crust due to lunar gravity. These tiny shifts can influence volcanic activity or even trigger minor earthquakes in sensitive regions. And I think we are seeing that right now. Quite a few earthquakes, definitely.
That affects it.
This one I found interesting. The moon's quote unquote heart of iron. And it says recent studies confirmed the moon has a solid iron inner core similar to the Earth's, surrounded by a liquid iron shell. This discovery was announced in 2025 and suggests the moon's magnetic field in its early history was stronger than previously thought, offering clues about its formation from a colossal Earth impact 4.6 billion years ago.
So how far down would the moon's core go if it was hollow? You barely tapping that iron.
I'm still of the mind, in the first show we did on the moon, plus we've asked our friend Beverly Rhodes, who is one of the world's top remote viewers, I would classify her, that the moon is hollow. And then we had talked, we're not going to talk about it tonight, we will get back to it, but we had visited the theory of, is there actually a soul cube in the middle of of the moon. Is it not naturally occurring, but possibly something coming from off world? I don't know.
So then in all those other parts, is there someone behind the curtain pressing buttons to make all that happen?
I have so many questions. Do you want to do some, Kerrilynn? You want me to do one more?
Yeah, you do. You have one more?
You got some really cool ones. I know you do, because you shared them with me.
Okay. Victorian witches would make moon milk. Now I know about moon water, but I had not heard about moon milk. So did you guys know about moon milk? Have you heard about it before? So moon milk. So they would make this to promote having lucid dreams and being able to contact spirits.
Wow.
So these herbalists, right? So in one hand, they're going to call them a witch. Then the next hand, they're going to call them an herbalist. So whatever, however you want to call it, whatever name suits and feels it all.
Uh-oh, we lost Kerrilynn. I don't know what happened, guys. Something must have happened. I hope her power didn't go out or something. Moon milk. So interesting. It is. I'm sure she will be back, or she'll message me on Messenger. And I'm not really sure what happened there. Like I said, there's been some crazy things going on with technology. Maybe we jinxed it, saying it, me bringing it up ahead of time. But I'm guessing her power went out. That is what I'm guessing. Because if it was something else, she would have messaged me. Let me check just for 1 sec, see if she's online here. Oh, she's messaging me. So we'll find out what happened. She got booted off. I'll say, come on back in. Come back on. I'll say, please. And she will. Wow, she got booted off. Wow, holy cow. Let me check this out, guys. Ooh. Well, she'll be back. Don't worry. She will. She can get back on. She will come back. That is weird. They booted her off. I told you there is crazy stuff going on with the internet. We were very lucky because we didn't even know if we were going to have shows for you guys tonight. And it's not us. It was global. So when she comes back on, hopefully she can get back on. Just let me message her 1 sec. I'm going to say, if it doesn't work, I'm going to say, sorry guys, give me a second. Try rebooting your laptop or computer. So hopefully she can get it. Well, I will continue with some facts for you guys. Your Alexa has been saying random things. Oh, Sandra, you got to film it, because I'm telling you, if you guys ever gone down that rabbit hole, now I'm not trying to get off track here, but the strange things that Alexa has been filmed, especially on security cameras, just saying out of the blue. Anything can happen on a full moon. I can tell you guys that, as being a nurse and mostly working nights, that whenever it was a full moon, we never had to check to see what was going on with a full moon, because I'm telling you, a couple days before, the night of, having worked on many different floors, even I worked in a nursing home with elderly people. She's back. Here she is. Hang on, let's add her on here. That was crazy. I just kept talking and messaging you. That was crazy.
What the heck was that? I'm like just talking, doing my thing, and then it's like, whoops, something went wrong, and it was totally disconnected.
I wasn't sure if your power might have gone out, because I said, I know she's got messaging me on Messenger, and I said, give me a second. I checked and I seen you typing, so.
No, like I checked to make sure I'm plugged in. It all went down. So yeah, do you want me to keep going with moon milk?
Yes, because everybody was really getting into it, and I didn't do anything else. I just kept yip yapping. Everybody's going, well, hello, Kerrilynn.
Hello. Nothing like being dramatic and making a couple of like fun entrances. Okay. Moon Magick was milk and lavender and valerian.
Ooh, okay.
And they would put it underneath the moon, underneath the moonlight, and then they would drink it afterwards to try to connect with spirits.
Have you? Oh, so
yes. Thank you, Lois Clark. Mars Uranus square and a Jupiter Mars square, messing with our computer stuff.
And also Connie, because I was talking about being a nurse with the full moon, and Connie just, before you pop back on, and Connie says, I agree, Lorilei, working in a hospital, things would go crazy days before and on the full moon. And I worked in the NICU, like you just knew, and we used to call it the back, like labor and delivery, even if it was empty. You knew, like, because sometimes they try and send us home on call for like $2 an hour, right? You just knew if it was a full moon, you weren't going anywhere because you'd barely get home and they'd be calling you to come back.
And that's where lunatic comes from, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it used to get blamed for seizures, illnesses, all of that stuff. Valerian root tea for sleep.
I think there's some truth to that. I do.
Oh, I do too.
Especially with this, like I worked in a nursing home after my first year in nursing all through till I graduated. And that is really like, there's this, it's called the sundown effect with people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And I'm telling you, they were off astral traveling somewhere because the body was just there. Like you could see it even then, like nothing was there. Even like we had a lot of Finnish people. And I don't speak Finnish, but we'd have to learn some Finnish words like kipia was the word for pain, or you could ask them those words, like nothing, like just nothing. Like literally the body was just traveling in circles, wandering and wandering. And that person, I wish they could have told us where they went and what they visited during it, but always during the full moons. Mm-hmm.
I know. I live in an area where there's a lot of not med compliant people suffering with mental health issues, and it's been intense. Like the dogs are losing their minds through the night because there's people yelling outside all night long.
All these people, Lois had said, I worked in cardiology offices and the crazy things that happen. And then Sandra said, I work in long-term care, full moons. No one wants to work. I know. I've been there. I have been there. It's definitely different.
Okay, so there's some other. They would also use the moon for scrying. So that was interesting too. Like I had never even heard of that, about using the reflection of the moon in water or obsidian, and as it's reflecting down, and scry using the moon's reflection.
So how did that work, or what did it look like for people wondering even maybe what scrying is, or maybe people who've never heard of it?
Come on into my world, folks. I love scrying. So scrying is just another form of divination. You can use a mirror, water. You can put it in the water, like in a black bowl, a black mirror. And it's really just having one candle, having a candle near you, and letting your eyes go into that. When you're staring at the, at those images where there's an image within an image. So you have to allow your eyes to relax, and you just sink into it, and then it pops out at you. So you just relaxed into and allow those images to come through. I love scrying too. Rhonda Harris. Yes.
Rhonda.
So I have a beautiful scrying mirror, and yeah, I love it. And when I teach scrying, I give everybody a mirror as well too. And then we talk about putting your sigils and protection sigils on the back of your mirrors as well too. But I had never thought about going outside on a full moon and using the moon's reflection in the mirror to scry with. I think that would be fun.
Just imagine the experiences you would have. I've never done that either. Wow.
Oh, so Contessa is sharing. Sorry if you put this up. Yes, from the moon water, you can use a black bowl with the moon water even.
Okay, I got to find it here so I can highlight it. Give me a sec.
Just underneath the astral light. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Contessa.
Yeah, if we get time, we're going to talk about moon water tonight. We have as usual way more information, but that'll just be because we've decided on the name Beneath the Hollow Moon. We've talked about this. We've looked at when the full moons are every month, and we're going to try and do a different aspect as it relates to the moon around the full moon. Right?
I was trying to find the piece of paper that I had because I don't think it had the date, but so way back when, probably before Victorians, but those Victorians were crazy wild people. They did some wild things.
Sure.
Hi, Mish.
Hi, Mish.
People would put they would do moon bleaching with the bones so that in their belief the moon would soak up or pull out the rest of the soul that may be caught in the bones.
That is fascinating. You told me that before the show, and I never heard that. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Mish, the reason why I highlighted your comment and you said you slept in, because we literally started the show that way, talking about, I've talked to how many people you have sleeping in with this full moon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. And then did they do anything with your research? It doesn't matter if they said it or not, but with the bones, or were they just buried properly, but they wanted to be assured that all of the soul had been indeed
pulled out? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating.
Well, fascinating that they thought about all those things at that point in time.
But Victorian times were wild.
So I don't know if that was Victorian times. I would think it would be before Victorian. That was what I'm saying. I don't think that I had a date and I didn't deep dive into it. So I apologize that was a little half-assed research. So
no, it wasn't. It gives people breadcrumbs if it resonates to go take a deeper dive themselves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I had never even heard of that. Some people believed that if you cursed, so way back when, so old sailing logs and grimoires were both warned against starting anything important during a dark moon period. And they believed that boats cursed at a new moon would never return.
Oh, wow.
So that comes back to, like, if you say it, does your thoughts create it? Or
how many times have I shared that Spirit gave me this years ago? What you perceive becomes what you believe, and it becomes your reality. So exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or like sorry.
Yeah, if you create your own curse,
That's what I was just going to say. Or did they create it themselves by bringing it into existence, by speaking it out loud and believing it, right?
Yes. Witchy folklore says you can set your clear jar out, and if you close it before dawn, it holds the lunar energy, and you open it up as a magical battery.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. But how many people in the chat put their crystals out and charge their crystals in the moonlight? Do you put it out in the sunlight as well too?
I do, and then I haven't in a while, but I need to. And you have to be careful when you do it because you have to know where you do it. I like my darker, earthier type crystals to actually put them into the earth as well.
Yes.
So that they. Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Sandra says she does. She puts them out in the moon. And do you want to read Mish's thing?
Oh, Mish, thank you for sharing. Mish is sharing. I make crystal moon water, and I have a unicorn horn organite in it and a quartz. I made this water 3 years ago. It's in a glass jar, and I use it for painting with watercolors.
Oh, what a great idea.
You are a beautiful mystical goddess, you.
Yes. What a great idea. I've never once, doing the creating I've done, ever thought of that. And I am going to borrow that idea, Mish. So thank you for sharing it.
Rhonda Harris, you do both?
Mish says she uses it for plasters as well. It got Sparky's Paranormal.
Hey, you.
Hi. Who else have we got? Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Contessa says she does, and also in the sunlight. And she said the water has not gone moldy, Mish, either, which is interesting, right? Especially when you're using it that way. Let's see. Everybody's going, Mish, that's so awesome. let's see, am I missing anything? Everybody's just saying hi and being really kind to one another. And we love that about all of you. That, you know what, if there's someone new, you welcome them. And I know I tell my guests, and I'm sure most of us hosts do, we have the most intelligent, kindest audience we could ever ask for. The questions you guys asked. Go ahead.
Squirrel! Woo!
Okay, pull it out. I
found my little snippet. It was medieval times. So in medieval times, they believed that the moonbeams would bleach the bones and pull out the soul from the bones that they put out. So it was medieval times. I just wanted to know when the time was so that I was doing it correctly.
And medieval actually feels more right, because as I was thinking about, you said, I think it's before Victorian times. You got to think back then, right? How do you make sense of things? So they did the best that they could without having, say, the science that we do nowadays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hi, Ward. Welcome.
Hi, Ward. Thank you for being here.
There was somebody else that said hi, and they were on Facebook, and I hope you didn't think we missed you. I said hello. I'm trying to find you here. So if I've missed you, we waved at you, but please feel free to say hi again, because I don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. So Sparky, Paranormal and Outdoors added, yes, pull out the spirit energy of the bones.
So, you know, when I think about my grandpa, I think that my grandpa used to do that too. And so my dad, so paternal side, my great grandfather used to read tea leaves. He would witch for wells and do all of those sorts of things. And my grandpa, so his son, was a trapper, hunter, all of that kind of stuff. That's how I grew up. And he had this log shanty. He called it his shanty in behind the farmhouse. Mm-hmm. And he would stretch and tan hides, and he would do all that kind of stuff in the shack behind the house.
Oh, wow.
And I would sit back there with him all the time. It was just normal. It was how we grew up. And he used to put bones out as well too. And I wonder, I mean, they never talked about the woo stuff, right? It was not, even though I was seeing all that stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I was seeing all that stuff in the house from age 5 on when we moved in there. But he used to put those bones out.
I was just going to add, I was just going to add that, isn't it interesting? It's your dad's side.
I know.
My dad's side, my grandmother was extremely psychic, like literally knew the moment her third son had passed away in a car accident, right? Wow. Interesting, it comes through the paternal side, because when you look into some research, they say these gifts only pass through the maternal side, but do they really? Right?
And my grandpa was the German, like he was German, and my grandma was Scottish.
So was mine on my mom's side.
Yeah, and then on my mom's side, it was Irish German.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Interesting. So Sparky's sharing here. So it's also a Native American and Celtic woodsman in America thought to, I got to go over here, to release the energy back to the wild or nature. Is that what you're talking about?
So we're just talking about the weird things facts that we found out about the moon, and it's just triggering that memory about my grandpa doing it. So I don't know why my grandpa did it, but he very well could have done it because of that. We lived in an area with 3 different Native reservations around us, that where we grew up in Northern Ontario. So I don't know why he did it. I just know that he did it. And then I saw that medieval time thing today.
I'm just going to, you never fail. So have you found this when you go live, people message you? Like always?
Well, I don't know. I don't, it doesn't pop up too much for me, but I had to message you to go, hey, I got kicked off StreamYard.
I was looking for you. The chat can tell you. I was looking for you.
That was crazy.
I said, Kerrilynn will message me on Messenger. I said, I have a feeling her power went out because I haven't heard from her yet. And I said, let me check. And I go, oh no, she's messaging me. I knew you would message me. Oh, what a sweet comment.
It's all good. My grandpa was awesome. He was very awesome. He had all kinds of home remedies. You know, if you had an earache, you heat up half an onion and you put the onion over your ear to draw out all the earache
They
stuff.
still suggest that. They still
Yeah.
suggest that nowadays
I
because
learned a lot from him.
I will tell you honestly, coming from a big pharma background to this day, and I don't profess to be a doctor or anything like that, but I always look for a natural alternative
Mhm.
because I think they work. If they didn't work, most of us wouldn't be here because our ancestors wouldn't have survived. So I believe in them. Mhm. So Ward is adding the sun's rays reflect the light on the planets. That's why it's always dark in space. There's nothing to shine on.
Oh.
Interesting. And then Connie added, my grandma and my great aunt used to predict people's passings or births by the full moon cycles. I want to know more about that, how they use that. Have you heard that before?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either. That sounds
No,
really intriguing.
I think that this is what I wanted to talk about, though, like understanding our heritage. When we talk about moon magic, I think people, whatever's accessible knowledge, like it's being posted about, talked about, it's the new hip thing, the new buzzwords that are in, so it's accessible. And but if you don't know your heritage, you're only going to go so far, and it may not work as well for you. So whatever those the magic and rituals, understanding who you are and who your ancestors are, and all of it, you know, their the weight of their burdens and things, their traumas and things that were left unhealed, and the things that they were working towards that they did heal. All of that power in connecting with your ancestors adds to whatever rituals or work or intentions and the magical things that you do. So that was one of the things I was trying to find as well too. I feel like a hot mess today, so I apologize for that. But I found this graph that talked about and Sparky, I know that you would know this, so you can correct me if I'm saying it wrong as well too. Is it the cardinal points on a compass? Is that the correct term? So your north, south, east, west, and how they align with the elements. Earth, air, water, and fire are different depending on the background that you have. So Celtic pagan is belief system is one way, and they're all a little different. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Sparky's Paranormal saying moon magic, feminine or darker side of the issues. And yes, many names, but that is normal use.
Right. And so how it aligns with the elements are different based on your, heritage and background. So understanding, so you can adjust how you do things a little differently, and your approach, so you can really make it work for you.
I had some food for thought. Okay, so
Yeah.
where I live in Thunder Bay, we are on shale, and you can't find true north on a compass.
Oh,
So,
that's interesting.
but I think it adds something to it by what you just said, knowing your heritage and your ancestors and tapping into that and building on that would sort of make things a lot more, they would work better. So, and I'm not saying it as beautifully as you are, but my point is that I think it is important to draw on our ancestors. I think it was last week I had mentioned I've been seeing ancestors everywhere. I knew it was a sign from the other side, and especially when people feel very alone. You are never alone, right? There's no time on the other side. Past, present, future all happens at the same time, as well as future ancestors. And you can tap into that energy to go within, right? So I think it's so vitally important, exactly what you said, knowing about their past traumas, things they've been able to heal, things that still carry down the lineage, for example, and really tapping into it and embracing being authentic is where I'm going with this, with your work. I think it makes it that much more powerful.
Yeah. And right now, I personally don't even feel that there's much of a veil. If you are energetically sensitive, that feeling you get at Halloween, where the air feels staticky, it normally for me every year it stays that way till the end of the first week of January, and then it starts to lessen a little bit. But this year it didn't go away. This year it just stayed, and it's still there, where that veil is very thin. And whatever this full moon has brought, and the way that the planets are lined up, it's a trippy ride. It is a trippy ride.
I have to add this. Sparky's Paranormal is addressing, because Mish said about her typos, and they said, Mish, my typos are crazy, and spelling like a 4-year-old does not help me as well. I'm going to tell you guys, I have literally been saying, I swear to God, my phone is possessed, jokingly, or it thinks it knows how to spell better than me, because it doesn't matter. Even if I hit the right letter, it just chooses another letter. So no worries. We're just glad you're commenting.
I wanted to put this up too, because Mish was also sharing. Oh,
please do.
I tried.
Okay, let me try. It wasn't going up for me. What one do you want me to highlight?
Let's see if I got it now. Yeah. I don't know, folks. Oh, there we go.
I undid it. You did it. I felt I was on the same page. There you go.
So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mish is sharing. I'm north on the my north on the compass has moved more towards the west.
Interesting.
And then the comment right above from Sparky as well too. So so true, as where you come from and what you believe can never be wrong, as that's your path, and you must be true to where you are now and let it for growth. Exactly.
Absolutely, 100%. So, but aren't you guys finding that too, right? And with the people that you follow and the things that you watch and you read, that I don't know, and I'll share just my own feelings on this, but it's almost like we're all finding one another that are vibrating on the same frequency, as well as, I always say, audiences are so intelligent. Now, whether you believe in the woo-woo, as I call it, or anything, people can feel when somebody is authentic and really meaning what they say, saying what they mean, but being authentic to who they are and what their belief systems are. And I love that we're all finding one another. I think that's so cool. Okay.
Me too, because we all need to be. I'm glad, because I thought I had sent it, so that's why I sent you that comment that just said ha ha ha, and then realized that all you got was ha ha ha. But thanks for playing along and laughing too. So I resent it, so that was good.
And thank you, Mish. Actually, Kerrilynn caught me at the best time, because we've had a crazy day, both of us. And she phoned me, and I was on Messenger, and she looked so beautiful with all that green. I'm going, what am I going to do? I'm actually wearing this shirt. I changed it because I have a new tank top that says, in my next life, I'm going to be the karma fairy. So you'll see it, I'm sure, this summer. This one is actually from the show Supernatural. It has a pentagram on the side. And I have a matching hoodie, and it had to do with Rowena, the witch from there. She put out a clothing line, and I went, I need something a little darker. And I am wearing, it's hard to see, but I'm wearing my dragon cape. So I embrace the purple because she wrote the green.
It's a little foreshadowing too, folks. So pay attention to that. It's some foreshadowing there.
Little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so where did we go?
Okay, so pardon?
I was just saying, where would you like to go with things?
Right. So I want to talk about this. The strawberry. So the strawberry full moon, which is what we are in, right? So we'll still feel those effects for the next 3 days. So 3 days leading up, and then 3 days after. But it's in Sagittarius, so it's the Sagittarius strawberry full moon. So freedom, truth, adventure, expansion, beliefs, and travel. So it's going to bring about seeking higher truths, breaking free from routine, aligning with your authentic path. So bold thinking, deep questioning, and spiritual exploration. And you're going to feel restless. And you're going to feel like telling everybody to F off. There is this whole speak your truth that comes with, has anybody else been feeling that way today, or is it just me?
Me.
With love, though.
Mm-hmm.
F off with love.
Yes, but also calling out inequities
Yes.
that I'm seeing. Mm-hmm.
Did you see my story?
Miss, you did.
You got it.
Good for you.
Wow.
Bigger doors are opening for you, my friend. Bigger doors, definitely.
It's just time. And I've seen that a lot, like people just saying, ready for what really feels truthful and in alignment, right? So that's powerful stuff. And yeah, so no filter. Like there's this whole thing with that Sagittarius sort of style with no filter. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everybody's agreeing.
So with that, though, the way that this full moon is happening, it's these plops or ideas, ahas, with more clarity and faster as well too. So that may also be happening. And I have found I never nap, and that's all I was doing today because I was so tired. But every time I'd wake up, I messaged you this morning going, hey, I think that we should do this, and this for the show, and potentially this. It was like just these downloads happening, right? So this is about stop playing small, like stepping really into your full being, stretch your spirit, expand your mind, and really step into it.
And do it boldly and authentically is what I'm hearing from spirit. Like not, and you know what, guys, if you're afraid to jump at I know it's cliche, but jump and the net will appear. The beautiful thing is to look back on your life and things, maybe you're making a big decision like what Mish made, right? But knowing full well that indeed that you're going to jump into that net, that it's going to be this or better. Because when you look back on the time, say, where you've had a difficult decision or something has happened even beyond your control, if you look back into that, there's either the lesson or you have shifted and survived and moved on, and usually it is better. Mm-hmm. So we got a question from Sparky saying, and Kerrilynn, could this not build more if you're in the moonlight more?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Totally charge it up like a battery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just had a squirrel moment because that happens. Don't forget to, thank you. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smash that like button. Thank you, Sparky. You are fabulous at all of that stuff. I had wrote down owning your personal truth, even if it's salty, right? Like even it's a bit salty.
But accepting who you are, right? And if that's who you are, right, that's okay, even if it is salty. Owning it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me. Okay. I just wanted to grab the meditation. I was going to do, you guys want to do a meditation? We got to do the station ID though, right?
Can I add one thing in your notes that I want to add quickly? It said, this is a moon that says, stop playing small, like you said, stretch your spirit, expand your mind. And I literally said to Kerrilynn, and I said it at the beginning of the show, I now know why this happened. I have literally been how many times could I say literally? I have been going through my phone and finding courses that I had paid for and signed up for. Didn't even know they were there, forgot. And what am I doing? Finding them, grabbing the bull by the horns and jumping in. So there you go. Energy of the moon. Please. Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Yes, charging crystals during this time is very important. Any of your magical tools or divination tools, any of those things, will charge with this moon. And I think it's honoring the moon too, and the cycles. It's understanding that we naturally flow in unison with the world around us. And that's why doing these sort of rituals and connection, understanding your history is important. We are connecting to nature and the land and the animals, and the animals are going to show us those cycles as well too. They run with the same cycles, and we need to become more connected to the world around us.
100%. Do you want me to do the station ID if you're getting ready to do the meditation, or you want to do it?
No,
okay.
I've been talking a lot. Sorry.
I don't care. Don't care at all. I'm soaking this all up too and enjoying it. So you guys, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network, and you can hear us on 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast, 107.7 out of the beautiful city of New Orleans, both, like I said, on FM. And this is Beneath the Hollow Moon. I'm one of your co-hosts, Lorilei Potvin. We always forget to mention our other shows. So I am the host of the Angel Rock on Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kerrilynn has her fabulous show, my co-host here, Kerrilynn Shellhorn. She has Spirit Switchboard, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday here, both shows live. And then we also tend to join in with the boys of UPRN. So Friday nights, we have Joe Montaldo, who is the owner of this network. We will give him a huge shout out. Much gratitude, as well as to our incredible station manager, Michelle DeRoche, who has Beyond the Outer Realm on Tuesdays and a 2-night show Wednesdays and Thursdays right after this with the Outer Realm. And so it's Joe's show, and we join the boys on Friday nights with news on the flip side. I believe it's around 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the chat on Saturdays with the guys around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on UPRN. And thank you so much for joining us. Did I miss anything? I did that out of my brain. Not reading.
No, you did great. So if you would like to check out all the shows, there's always new shows coming up, and you can head to their website, to the UPRN website, which is uprntalkradio.com, and find all our archived shows, find out more about the hosts, and it's getting updated too. So keep an eye out on all of those things.
There's big things coming, guys. I've heard through the grapevine, possibly a chat, and I've heard maybe a merch store. So keep your eyes open.
Love that. Okay. Get comfy. Wiggle around in your sits bones. Move your shoulders around. Normally I do this on the intuitive mentoring group, but I've been working so much I didn't get a chance to get in there. I'm not really going to do a lot of energetic. We are going to do a meditation. Are you up for that? It's just it's a quick, short, little meditation.
I think they are. I think they were saying that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to do a lot of the cord cutting. We're just going to kind of slip into that visualization. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes, take a full deep breath in through your nose, blow it out through your mouth. Breathing in slow, try to the count of 4, holding, and a long, slow release out. Taking that moment to settle into your body. And begin envisioning the strawberry moon above your crown, beaming down those higher, finer frequencies of light. And with each breath in, you are breathing in more light, in through your crown, into your body. Now ask yourself what belief you've outgrown. Where's your spirit asking you to take a leap? What truth are you finally ready to speak? And what are you expanding into under this strawberry moon? Taking an even deeper breath in, letting your shoulders drop, bringing your tongue down off the roof of your mouth so your face and jaw relax. Inhaling light, holding, and exhaling, letting go of tension. Breathing in that bold, beautiful strawberry moonlight and frequency in through your crown and allowing it to fill up your body. On your out breath, begin to see a light in your heart space. And on your out breath, stretch that light out from your heart space 2 feet in front, above, below, and all around you, creating that sacred bubble and your sacred space. This isn't just any full moon. It's a Sagittarius full moon, the sign of truth, freedom, and fierce joy. And she invites us to release what weighs us down and open wide to what sets us free. And in your mind's eye, begin to see your spirit guide walking into your sacred space, walking into that bubble. It will see or feel in whatever way is right for you. And know that just by setting your intention for your guide to step into your bubble, they will. As your guide walks closer and closer to you, they're looking right into your eyes, and they too are breathing in the light of the strawberry full moon in through their crown and out through their heart space, connecting their heart space to yours and yours to theirs. Your guide says to you, picture something you are ready to let go of. A belief, a fear, a tired old story you keep telling yourself. See it in your hands. Maybe it's a word, an image, or a feeling. And gently place it into a glowing fire at your feet, lit by moonlight and by your own courage. Holding that sacred space with grace, with gratitude, with forgiveness. Watch it burn away, smoke rising, and it releasing. And in your mind's eye, see that drifting away. And whisper to yourself, speak it out loud. If you say it, you claim it, whatever feels right for you. I release what no longer serves me, and I am ready to rise. And breathing in deep, feeling that connection with your guide. Your guide now says to you, bring to mind something that sparks joy, a moment, a dream, a feeling that you want to call in. And let it rise from your heart like a starlight. Let it fill your whole body. Feel the frequency of that joy filling you up, illuminating you, and emanating out from you. And repeat softly after me. I choose joy. I choose expansion. I say yes to my wild, beautiful life. With this strawberry moon, we release the old, we welcome joy, and we walk forward with wide eyes and an open heart. So as you breathe in, thank your guide for being with you, and see them turn to walk out of your sacred space. And as you begin to breathe in, breathe back in that light, back into your heart space, closing up that sacred circle, giving a close to your session. Taking a full breath in and a soft exhale out. Wiggle your fingers, stretch a little. Come back into this time and space. Kelly Harold, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for doing that. Because I have to tell you, holy cow, did I have physical stuff shifting while you were doing that? Like, I literally could hear my heart like a drum. My temperature went up. And for people listening, and you may know this, hi, Kimberly Berner. Thank you for being here. And I'm sharing this in the hopes that people feel comfortable to share this as well. I had so many physical changes, like that we know when we release, like a gurgle or, little noises. So you are so powerful when you do these things. And I thank you so much for sharing that with us all.
You're welcome. We didn't really do the energetic cord cutting, but that's all right. That's all right too. Thank you.
Everybody's saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think when we talk about magic and rituals, we can get caught up with the things that we see on the internet or on TV, and we really do need to honor our connection to what's around us and our relationship to what is around us, and the tools that we're using, and looking at growing our herbs and our connections to those things as well too. The relationships matter.
They do. And what the beauty in what you just shared with us was, like Miss shared, yes, feel relaxed, and my guide was interesting too. Victoria from Astrolight Paranormal says, I thank you. I got the electric static feeling. Many people like Lisa are saying thank you. But that's what I loved with the fact too, that, you invited your guide to be in there. And at first, I'm going to share this if this is okay. So I invited my guide to come in, and I do know one of my main guides is a female, but this was a male this time that came in, and was First Nations. I would identify him with, and the most calming, peaceful, powerful energy. And it really was a profound experience. So I thank you for that. It was really cool. Please feel free to describe in the chat. Sorry, go ahead, Kerrilynn.
No, I love that you're sharing. Thank you for feeling safe to do that, and encouraging everybody to write and journal as well too, right? And keeping track of that. And as you move through the moon phases, there's different energy that contributes to that, right? In how we release and heal and grow and expand and how we are manifesting. So. And it helps you understand what your signs and symbols are as well too, and how you connect, again, how you're connecting with the world around you, and how that shifts and changes and strengthens too.
With that being said, and some people have mentioned moon water. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to share a little bit? Because we were talking to, are you still feeling like talking about sigils? Because I think that's really important in harnessing the power of the moon.
Sorry, I saw Vet Girl 84. So I got your messages, Vet Girl. I just haven't had an opportunity to respond. Thank you so much for being patient with me through that. So I will. And that's very interesting. Wind blew down my greenhouse. Gonna go save your plants. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hopefully
wrap some energy around that for you. Yeah. Sharing about moon water would be great.
So I have a way that I make it, but I had asked for some different ideas that are out there. Please feel free to share too, that if there's a way that you do it that is differently. So let me go down a little bit further here. I have all these notes I have saved here. I got to go down one because I shared it with you, but basically I'll say how I do it. there's one called, well, actually I won't, I'll do the recipes. The Fool's New Beginnings Moon Water. So the theme, one of the suggestions, is inspired by the Fool's energy of fresh starts. Now they're referring to the Rider-Waite deck, because we had even sort of dug a little bit into the tarot, some of the information. So the source I used decided to throw it in there, but I thought, why not? So using the Fool's energy of fresh starts, and it doesn't have to be a tarot card. Pull in a card that brings in that type of energy, meaning energy of fresh starts, trust, and infinite potential. This moon water is infused with optimism and openness for new ventures. So your ingredients: a clean, food-safe glass jar or bottle, preferably with a lid. You can add, I always like to add crystals, and I don't always put them in the water because not all crystals are meant to be in water. So I like to put them around sometimes when I'm harnessing the power of the moon. So you can add 1 to 2 small clear quartz crystals that are cleansed and food safe. The beauty in clear quartz and many of the quartz family, if you're just starting out, say with crystals, and some can get quite pricey, I believe that quartz can hold the energy, especially clear quartz, of any frequency of any crystal that you desire in that situation. What's your thoughts on that, Kerrilynn? With clear quartz?
Yes to all of that.
Yeah, all of that. And then
labradorite as well too, selenite and citrine. Those are the other 3 I think that I tend to put.
Yeah, the selenite, though, just to tell you guys, funny story.
Not in water.
Right?
Yeah. Selenite not in water, but I have it.
That's where I was going. I was going to tell a funny story. So many of us women carry crystals in our bras. We do. And there was one story I read in one of the groups I was in that one woman had this beautiful treasured piece of selenite, and she stuck it in her bra, and she was well endowed, we will say, and it was a very warm day. So that night when she got into her cozy jammies, the crystal was gone, and she thought she had lost it till she realized that selenite indeed does not do well with moisture and had melted.
It just appeared on her.
Yes. So they're suggesting for this one, they said 1 to 2 small clear quartz, and then optionally you can add a sprig of fresh mint and wash for freshness and renewal. They said you can put a drop of edible rose water for heart opening energy, and a small piece of paper and a pen for intention setting. So you're going to prepare your space on the night of the full moon. That was last night, I think was peak with the full moon, but I think you can still harness the power of the moon. It doesn't have to just be that night. And then it says, obviously, make sure your jar is clean. You can smudge it if you want with herbs like sage. I like to use Palo Santo myself. Have you got any favorites you like to use, Kerrilynn?
So I use dragon's blood incense a lot for things as well too. And again, herbs and things that I've grown. Like, so I've grown a lot of the herbs that I use for those things. So.
Saying hi to Fiona Clark and Cindy Waghorn. Thanks for being here. So you're going to set your intention as the next step. So write a bold, foolish, kind of fun, embracing. I feel almost like the energy of being a child, or after you've watched a movie or something that really makes you laugh, that emboldens that really wonderful energy. So you're going to write they said bold, foolish intention. I'm thinking embodying the fun. And it says something that feels like a leap of faith, basically embracing just what you had shared with us earlier, Kerrilynn, with some of things you had shared. So, for example, I embrace new opportunities with courage. So you can place the paper underneath your jar, or you can tape it to the side. And then you're going to fill the jar with filtered or spring water, leaving some space at the top. And if you're using the clear quartz that is food safe, I just don't like to take chances. So I tend to just put them right up against my vessel. Again, what you perceive becomes what you believe, and it becomes your reality. And then you can add your mint or whatever you may want to add to it. And you're going to charge it under the moon. Okay, so place the jar outside or on a windowsill where it can bathe in direct moonlight for at least 3 to 4 hours, ideally overnight. But bring it in before sunrise to avoid prolonged exposure. If outside, cover the jar to protect from debris or insects. And Yeah, it's basically that's kind of how you make it, and you can store it. I just love, honestly, that you shared, Mish, that you use the water you've created with what you create with your hands and the artwork that you do. So, Connie added, do you want to read that, Kerrilynn? Because I'm talking away here.
Connie is sharing, I placed my water canister out and some stones around it and say an incantation. And all about your belief system and your cultural background and how you want to phrase it and word it, incantation, intention, all of that, and putting your intention matters. And I just and your breath, breathing into it.
So the various, just to move this along here, and I love what Sparky's Paranormal wrote. Oh, so a gray dragon's blood is such a great thing for everything, healing, banishing, great thing for everyone's toolbox. Agreed.
So my friend makes the most beautiful dragon's blood soap.
Oh, that would be amazing. Amazing. So just to mix it up a little bit. So again, talking about your intention. So especially, you don't have to use crystals, but I'm telling you, crystals really magnify whatever you're trying to capture the energy of. And you're not capturing it, but you're embodying water, which is really the elixir of life, I believe. All of us are made up of, depending on what you read, anywhere from 80 to 95% water. So, say you want to have, more, this one's talking about balancing. Do the same procedure I just described, but maybe use amethyst or moonstone or things like that. And again, you can tape your intention to the jar, put it underneath. Just personally, I like to put it underneath because I feel like it kind of just gets all the energy soaking right through everything, the water, and then transferring to the intention underneath. Let's see. I want to go a little bit further here. There was one more. You can also, well, like I say, how about this, rather than going through the whole list, be clear about your intention, authenticity, tap into the ancestors and who you come from. What are you wanting to embody with the water that you're making? So are you wanting maybe more love in your life? Maybe you're having troubles with working on self-love or healing or whatever that may be. Pull in some of those crystals around the water. I love pink quartz, for example, self-love or love. And set your intention, just like you said, Kerrilynn. Be clear, be concise, and be true to who you are, where you've come from, and what you either want to release or what you want to bring more of into your life. If there's anything you want to add, please feel free, Kerrilynn.
No, you're doing a great job.
So that's kind of what I say, because I thought it was so powerful when you had brought up about sigils. And go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna
because no, not on air you didn't, but beforehand. And what people don't realize is we have sigils around us all day long. Like the first thing when it comes to mind, and you may not call it a sigil, but even when you look into big companies out there, McDonald's, what do we know? We see the golden arches. Never mind if you smell the fries or whatever, you see the golden arches. Or any other brand out there, there's always a logo or a symbol. In a way, it kind of is a sigil. Do you want to explain a little bit more in depth about what a sigil is and why it's suggested we could be using them and how they could help us, especially with the moon?
So sigils are essentially a symbol that represents what your affirmation or intention is. So you create a symbol that represents that affirmation, power statement, whatever it is, and you can put it everywhere. In our house, we have sigils. I have made homemade chalk and then wrote sigils on the walls before we painted them. There's sigils under my office chair. There's sigils on the tap, on our water filter in the fridge. We have sigils on mirrors that are facing out of our windows. We have sigils. Mojo bag hanging from my rear view mirror in my car. We've got sigils everywhere. Sigils are everywhere.
Yeah. So there's different ways to create sigils. I love your method, and I've told you this before because I learned a different way to do it, and it just never resonated with me. But no sigil will be the same in the way that you create it with the method that Kerrilynn has. And it's
I
of
don't
your
remember where I found it, so I feel kind of like it's not. I don't remember where I found it, so I feel like just make sure, folks, that I don't know where I can credit this to because it's been so long since we've done it.
So you're being clear that this is what you utilize and that you received it from somebody else, but we're not sure who.
Yeah, like it's just been so freaking long.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was like I was going to say like the Jesus book. But I don't read the Bible. It's
the Jesus book, the Jesus book.
Oh, it's been a day. The Course in Miracles book. That Course in Miracles book. Like some of you know my story about the Course in Miracles book. So when the kids and I were not in a good space and we didn't have a home, we had this storage unit, and we would go to the storage unit every once in a while, and I would let the kids ride their bikes, and I had this green chair that was right at the front, so we'd roll up the thing. I'm trying to tell you really quickly, and then moving on to
Don't go quick.
Roll up the storage unit door, and all my stuff was packed in, and give the kids a switch out, right? Switch out of clothes, switch out of toys, let them ride the bike, and rolled it up. So I have the only key. It is a padlock, kind of thing, and unlocked it. And here's this huge, thick 3-ring binder with all of these papers in it. When I opened it up, was this photocopied sheet right on the very top of Jesus. I'm like, I have no idea how Jesus got my storage locker, but I have no idea how that happened. But it was A Course in Miracles, and I sure was needing a miracle. So I was sure needing a miracle at that point in time. And so I started reading it, and then I was taking it with me everywhere. And I was like speeding through this. It was huge.
It is.
And there was no chapters. It was just straight through. So I was underlining and going ahas and highlighting and doing all this stuff. And I was vibrating and humming and that static stuff. And I was at the laundromat. I used to call my laundromat guru dude who would show up at the same time. He owned the laundromat. And he said to me, "What are you doing?" And I said, I don't know. I'm talking to Jesus, apparently. And he's like, "What do you mean you're talking to Jesus?" I said, "Well, everybody talks to Jesus. I just apparently am doing it this way." And he said, "Well, what are you doing?" So I showed him, and it was this Course in Miracles. He says, "Kerrilynn, you're supposed to stop. It's like, when they believe Reiki, you had to stop for 21 days and allow the energy to integrate and maneuver through it." I'm like powerhousing through this like Course in Miracles. And he said, "No, you're supposed to stop in between the chapters. Like there are no chapters. I'm just like moving through it." Anyway, maybe the sigil stuff came when through all that.
You did it the way you were meant to do it. That's how normal people, and you're not abnormal.
Who's normal?
But normal you would do it that way, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
Casey.
Keep it weird. Keep it weird. I have your t-shirt. I thought I was wearing a ghosty t-shirt, you guys, about a month or two ago on the shows. I got Kerrilynn's shirt on until I did the laundry. I realized, oh yeah, that's a ghosty one I made. Hers is way better because it says keep it weird.
Okay, let's see if I have a pen. I'll do this really fast with you guys. So if you're part of
the time. Good. You want to give people time to maybe grab a pen and paper so that they can sort of follow, and then they'll be able to watch the replay too and try this for themselves.
Grab a piece of paper and a pen.
Yes. Hi. We got Mort Ali that said hi. First I ever heard of sigils, Mish says, was Joshua P. Warren. And Sparky's Paranormal and Outdoors says knowledge comes in very odd ways at times. LOL. You just have to roll with it, and that's what you do.
I've had a lot of amazing, powerful experiences like that, for sure.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to power through. Take your time. You know what, you guys?
It's okay.
We're going
So
to bring
what I want you to do is think of an I am statement. An I am statement. So I am powerful. I am safe. I just did. I am safe. I am safe. Whatever you want your positive affirmation to be.
I'm going to do one. I'm going to say I am a money magnet.
There you go. It's a big one.
Yeah, but there's lots of repeats. You'll know what I'm talking about when she walks you through this. Okay, so we're going to get rid of these guys. We're going to get rid of all of the... I'm going to stop talking out loud here. Is a Y a vowel or a consonant? In this... okay, I wanted to make sure because it can be either, they say, right? Okay. Yeah, it's not that big.
Okay, sorry, folks. I was not really super prepared. Okay, so when you take your I am statement, you are going to cross out your vowels and cross out any double letters. So if you have 2 L's or 2 M's, cross one out.
I only have 2 letters left.
Isn't that funny, eh?
Mm-hmm. With my statement. Because there's too many repeats and vowels.
I didn't do that very good, so I'm going to move that over there. Move that there. Okay, so then what I want you guys to do is pick, like, 6 is good, 6 through 9, like pick a number, even 7. So you're going to write your numbers like 1 through 6. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to start your alphabet. You're going to do your alphabet underneath. So, sorry, folks. So you just do your alphabet underneath. And then however many letters you put or numbers you have, like your numbers that you have here, your numbers that you have here, you're going to put them in a circle off to the side. So 1 through 6 with the alphabet underneath. So the letters coincide?
Yeah.
Match up?
Yeah.
With your numbers. And then you're going to do a circle. Not in order. So your numbers are going to be all mixed up. Oh, I got to get rid of my eye there.
And we don't use 0, obviously, either.
That one, okay. I don't know if that will work. Let me use blue. Yes.
This is going to be some interesting ritual I created.
So I have M, S, and F. And then you're going to find the number. So find your letters here and find the number that it's attached to. And then you're going to map it onto the circle. I'm not explaining this very well tonight.
That's okay. Well, Mish, I used 2 words and I ending up with just 2 letters, but I still created a sigil. So if you want 2 words, go for it.
So 2 of my letters are the same. They're number 1. So I just have these 2 dots here and you just join them. You can join them however you want to join them. Right? So it can look like that. Or you can round it. You're just going to join your dots however you want to join them. And then just draw it down here away from the numbers. So even if you did it this way, which just looks like that arch, right? I just have that arch. But down here, you can add it. Add whatever you want to it. You can add circles. You can add dots. You can make it look like leaves or whatever. You personalize it however you want to. And then you're setting your intention. I have this thing about like breathing my intention onto it, blowing my intention onto it. You can run it over the top of a candlelight if you want. Don't set it on fire. You can put smoke from incense or from the flame, again, putting your intention onto it, creating that sigil. So like I just zhuzh mine up a little bit, right?
I
So,
did mine. It was only like an eye when I connected. I don't know if you can see it or not at the bottom. So I added some things to it. I
yeah.
am a magnet. So you just add things. And the beauty of pulling this in with the full moon, even better if you can sit beneath the full moon, or I love with the meditation that you shared, Kerrilynn, envisioning that full moon, the full moon even over your crown and breathing in the light as you're creating. What do you think about that?
Yeah, for sure. All of that is really good. But you put your intention, you need to tell it what it is that it's needing to do for you next, right? And then you can put it wherever you're needing to put it.
So Cindy Waghorn asks, oh, interesting. Is that how they created archangel sigils?
I don't know.
They could have. They could have. No, maybe. I almost feel like maybe it was channeled.
Well, I know that I've received like sacred geometry that way through deep meditation. So this is just, helping you with your affirmations or your power statements.
Because you are owning that.
They're unlimited. Sorry.
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All I was going to say is you're owning the authenticity. It is your energy creating it. And because we're talking about the full moon magic tonight, and this doesn't mean it's magic, whatever, depending, it doesn't matter what your belief system is. If everything is energy and you're pulling it in, your belief, your breath, like you said, pulling in the magic of the moon on top of it. But please add what you were going to say.
Like you could put them everywhere and anywhere, like bottom of your shoes, inside your clothes,
Bless your water, like you said, on your tab, like bless your water.
I did them a lot. I did these a lot with my kids when they were small. So the kids had them everywhere as well too. Like
And
they do speeches at school. So it was like this extra, to help them stand straight and feel confident. And there's just different things that you can do. Add that up with the crystals that you charge with the full moon as well too.
And the beauty in it is it's yours. It's not somebody else's. You're not copying it anywhere. It's completely embodying your energy. Again, the authenticity, working with the power in the way of the energy from the moon on top. And it doesn't have to be with the moon, by the way, but we are talking about why not utilize what is naturally there. And we know that it has effect on us as human beings, right? So why not?
And yeah, that it's just yours and nobody needs to know what it is. A lot of times the sigils I have out on things and people comment about how pretty they look, or even like, so in my tattoos, there are sigils in my tattoos.
Me too, especially this one. There's all kinds of sigils. There's Sanskrit in it. And the thing I love about this, I need to get it redone because the ink is fading, is I drew this, I created it, I put all the symbols and stuff, and it just feels so powerful, right? And not in an egotistical way, but nobody else has this. This is mine. And I can't explain it. Just, it feels so wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have to tell us what your affirmation was, but if you did it, then, and if you're part of the intuitive mentoring, like the Kerrilynn's Morning Porch group, that's on Facebook. I know that I had a video teaching you guys how to do that, and all of those things. That's right. We do need to make it personal and magical.
Yeah, we were hoping, we said you guys were going to mix things up. We did a bit of true crime. We do a little bit of everything. But that way, when you guys come, hopefully you can take something that resonates with it, with you from what we've talked about tonight. We're not going anywhere just this moment. We got a few minutes left. But that you guys can then incorporate into your own lives and help you to embody what you're working on or wanting to create more of, or release, as you talked about in your meditation. That no longer serves you.
And I was thinking about altars too, like our personal altars, and again, I think understanding what your heritage is, and understanding your background and who your ancestors were helps you create what that altar looks like. And sometimes we're intuitively pulled to it without even realizing it, right?
So we have a question. Do you want to read it, Kerrilynn? Yeah.
Sparky is asking, so would you say making a sigil, as this is more about the artistry of the person and the energy that you put in it, old or ancient sigils are more drawn from old symbols or ancient references? Sigils are drawn from old symbols or ancient references. Well, I guess so, because it's all about our current experience. So whatever they were experiencing or understood as their belief system in that time period would reflect on what they were creating.
I also feel too that things that have persisted through time, you have to look at the authority going back to the ancestry of where it came from, right? Who was around them when that sigil or symbol appeared, and you could probably dig into it. You could probably feel into it, because I keep feeling maybe back in the day when the church was very powerful, did it come from the church? And maybe it's evolved and changed, or maybe it's persisted, right? Or paganism, or people that practiced, or depending on where you were. And that's kind of cool, because you get to go back in history and kind of see what was the story.
And the power that we give certain symbols that maybe don't deserve that power, or a symbol that meant one thing and got warped into something else.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's all of that. There's all of that. Having our own gives us confidence as well too. It helps us feel more confident when we are co-creating, when we're working on co-creating and releasing and healing.
I like that. I really like that, because, and like, I love that you're all participating and putting you guys always do. I should say you, all of you, not just guys, it's guys and girls and whoever is here, that we love that you add to this too. And like I say, it's kind of cool. And I think the more energy you put into it, I'm going to go back to your meditation about speaking the words out loud, right? But drawing it, putting your breath into it, putting your creativeness into the sigil that you've created. Was there
I always think about Vikings, like when they would go to the seer, they'd lick his hand, like all of that energy, right? So when you're blowing onto it, it's doing the same thing.
I agree.
When you're speaking it, you're giving it power.
100%. And the runes. One of these days, you guys, we have so many things we want to talk about. And then
if you want to understand runes, follow Kelly Harrell.
Really?
Join her Runes for Change group, and
I'm gonna check that out right now.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yes.
And write Runes for Change, Kelly, because I want to check that out. So do we have other things we want to talk about? Did we want to pull some of our moon cards? What do we want to do?
Yeah, do you want to pull a moon card? The Moon Magick cards that I have are affirmation cards as well too, so I can pull one for us for the upcoming month if you would like.
I would love it. You go ahead, and then I'll pull some. I already prepared this deck.
Did you?
Are you darn right I did, the minute it came in the door, both of them. And then I don't get a lot of time to read, but I cannot wait to get into this book. A very special person beside me on the screen sent me this and this as a surprise, and it came just in time for tonight's show. So of course I got that deck ready. James is adding Vikings in Greenland have sigil magic. There's a book on it. I agree. Absolutely. Yes. Agree. So you go ahead and then I'll pull one.
Okay.
There's symbols on these cards too. And the full moon, we just don't have to, you guys. We just addressed it tonight. There's all different phases of the moon that you can work with as well.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it tonight.
So get ahead. I'm just going to shuffle till I hear.
So I pulled this super moon card.
Yay!
I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I do not want. Super moon.
I love it. How perfect was that? So hang on, I'm pulling. First time I've used them, so I do things a little different. I don't shuffle till something falls out because I would drop the whole deck. So let me put my glasses on. Where did you go, glasses? Or are we going glasses free? I guess we are. Hang on, I'll use the light. So I pulled Full Moon in Libra, Find a Balance. It is a beautiful, beautiful card. And I think that even though it doesn't necessarily relate to full moon, and we're in full moon in Sagittarius, but I think that the ideal place, and I've said this, if we could have the perfect place for anybody living on this planet, would be to be in full balance, energetically, physically, emotionally. I could go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So what better way to look at your life? Where are you being weighed down? I'm hearing from spirit. Again, goes hand in hand with the meditation you shared, Kerrilynn. What no longer serves you. And be curious and be brave and be bold. I'm hearing from spirit. Move forward. Don't be afraid to make that leap. Things you've often wondered about. You've often said, maybe I'd like to try that, but maybe your fears are holding you back. Go for it. What were you going to say? I know you're going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, Lois.
All of our etheric body, our mental body, emotional body, physical body, having everything in balance and yes. Being able to tap into it and feel it.
So, everybody's going, I'm just loving this tonight. Well, we were so excited. We mixed things up a little different tonight because we went, this is our wheelhouse. We can do this.
Yeah. And I know for myself, I still need to work on that, not doing enough, giving enough.
Yep, me too.
Stuff. I have a lot of that mental chatter that kicks in, and having to shut that Chihuahua brain thinking down and move it to the side. Because if we're going to be doing this every month on our full moon, we can slowly build. We can talk more about building your altar next time and understanding why that's important and how you put your energy into it and use it. And we just keep building every month. So if you guys, we didn't really do a listener submission, like a listener story this week, but we would like to hear your story. So please, if you've got something unexplained, send it to us at kerrilynnsporch at gmail.com. And we would love to share it next week with our show. But, or if you have questions around working with the moon and the different phases of the moon. So we started with the full moon just because it was this one, but, we can shift that around. So let us know what you would like or interested or what you have questions about.
And don't be afraid, too, that you don't have to send in a story related to what we're planning to talk about that week. And we will keep you anonymous. If you choose that you don't want your name out there, we would love to maintain your anonymity.
Yeah.
Got Mystic Wellness Academy just popping in saying, love your look. Well, we love you, too. So shall we tell them what we're doing next week? Shall we tell them? We are doing dragons. I cannot wait. I say that every week, but I love dragons. Don't you?
Yeah, and I feel that there's things that we can talk about dragons that maybe people are not necessarily aware of either.
Mhm.
We're going to be talking about dragons.
And coincidentally enough, I got a big order, and there is a ton of dragon molds in there. So I'm going to be having fun playing with dragon energy this week for sure.
Yeah, I love working with dragons.
Me too. So shall we tell them do you want to? Oh, don't forget, before we even sign off, please stay tuned for the second night of the Outer Realm with the amazing Michelle DeRoche. So definitely.
And I don't even know where I put it now.
Oh, I don't either.
I got it.
You got it, good girl.
I got it. So next week we're talking about dragons, which we are very excited about. Please stick around for the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche. Tomorrow night on Spirit Switchboard, I have, I think she pronounces it Heiha Yisra. She is a quantum energy healer. So healing without hurting is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. Lorilei. So tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, Lorilei will be back here Monday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern.
And Iona Mead is supposed to be coming from over in the UK. She works on manifestation and vision boards, and she's got a new program, I believe, coming up with that. So hopefully, the last time she was supposed to come on, she had a scheduling thing happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll know by the weekend. But she is planned to be there. But either way, there'll be a show, so don't you worry.
Yeah. News on the flip side tomorrow night with Joe Montaldo and the boys, and the chat on Saturday at 7:30-ish with Joe Montaldo and all the guys. So hang out with us then as well too. If you are, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for participating in your comments and your support. We appreciate it. You guys really do make the show extra special for us. So we are so grateful to you guys, and thankful to Joe Montaldo and Michelle DeRoche. Thank you to the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans. Thank you for being here, and we hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you back here next week at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Don't forget, don't follow the whispers.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you next week. Have a good one.